All right, we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. We should say a quick prayer to McJeebus. I will do this or not on my own power. McJeebus can watch and enjoy the show. So anytime we're leaving Camelot, we have to take 2 knights with us. No more, no less. Because according to Merlin, we're not strong enough to do what we need to do with any fewer than 3 knights, but if we take more than 2, then the castle will be overrun and everything will die. So we exit out of the castle, and the first thing we see are enemy soldiers coming at us. So you can hear some clanging, and that's my fellow knights killing enemies. You see a small gauge below my health bar. That's the power meter. When it's full, you do a lot more damage than if it's not full. But it takes a while to fill up. If you take more than 2, well, that's cheating. It would also not be great because one unfortunate thing is that the knights can and do block your path. You will see that very, very shortly. So if you had more than 2, it would be almost impossible to get through some areas. Oh no, fire! Fire hurts. So we need to go talk to Merlin to get through that wall of fire. We need him to make us a fire protection spell. But before we get to all that, we're going to do a little bit of not even side quests, actually, just errands, because all of this is required. But anyway, so power meter, when it's full, you do a lot of damage. When it's not full, you do little damage. The 2 knights that you bring with you are permanently at full power meter. So if they hit something, it does a ton of damage. The problem is the AI for these things is not the greatest. So unless you kind of get them right up next to these enemies, they don't always attack the enemies. So you can kind of see like how often I'm swinging and how many hits it takes to kill one of them. Whereas the partner knights swing once and they get it done. We just briefly saw the Lady of the Lake. She said, hey, good job. You need to get Excalibur, but before you Excalibur, you have to go get your shield. But before you get your shield, you have to go climb this area called Shield Heights. There's a dragon in Shield Heights. We don't like dragons, especially this dragon. This dragon is an asshole. We're gonna come up here, one of the few shields we get in the game. So in order to do a magical shield attack, you have to find the shield for each individual knight. One of the key differences between this run and the world record run, the world record run got most of the shields. We're not going to do that. We're going to get some of the shields, but they are not required to beat the game. But we have all the ingredients we need for our fire protection spell. So we're going to talk to Merlin. And there we go. We got our fire protection spell. Treating Alphador, let's go. Unfortunately, every time we use the map to warp back to Camelot, we have to reform a party of 3. If Merlin warps us back to Camelot, we don't have to worry about it. But when we warp back, we have to say, we'll take this person. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's not so good. So we're going to dodge a few of these enemies. We're going to see which ones follow us and which ones our fellow knights take care of. There we go. And now we're off to go find a dragon. We'll have to see some more bees on the way. Say hello, bees. Hello, bees. They look almost more like wasps than bees, actually. There we go. Bees are all down, so we're going to drink the potion that Merlin gave us so we can walk through this wall of fire. Merlin says the potion is temporary. It's not. It's permanent. It lasts the entire rest of the game. And now we're going to be doing a little bit of farming. Get him, Breeze. Good job, Breeze. Bees are too cute to make valid enemies. Fair. So we start with 3 shield orbs. We got 3 there, 4 there. So that's actually a really good start. We're up to 10. We're going to get about 20. No shield orbs. That sucks. So you can see it takes 8 hits to kill one of these enemies. Go ahead and save. 3 is acceptable. But that one walking down there. So you can see Breeze just standing there doing nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. 13. Ooh, 5. 5 is rare. We will take 5. So 18. We'll do 1 more. Hopefully we get some. 3 is good. We'll be at 21. That's should be more than enough. Hopefully. Depending on how the dragon goes. And now we're going to proceed up to our dragon friend. Fighting more enemies on the way. Now you can see again, Red Knights are just kind of lagging behind me. Just standing there like, don't worry, Arthur, we got this. Yeah. Like, thanks, guys. Like, even if you try to move out of the way, kind of questionable whether they're actually going to walk up and fight the enemies or just walk around in circles. So unfortunately, in a lot of cases, it's easier just to mash attack, do lots of really weak attacks, and kill them yourself. They, like me, are there primarily there for emotional support. That's fair. This is our last screen of enemies before we will find Dragon Friend, or Dragon Enemy. Dragon is most definitely not a friend. Get him! Kill him! Please? Lug just kind of dancing around in circles, doing nothing. And there in the distance, you can see the dragon. So we're going to use some of our herbs, heal Breeze up, because Breeze has his magic shield. We found Breeze's shield earlier. So we're going to go ahead and drop a save state here, because this next fight can go really well, can sometimes be awful. Come on, Breeze, get up here. Breeze. Get your ass up here. We need you to fight a dragon. Thank you. Alright, and here's the dragon. So the dragon moves its head back and forth and spits fire at us. The fire will kill us if we stand in it. We have to wait for the dragon to move its head either all the way left or all the way right and expose its belly that we can then shoot. You can see that a shot into the dragon's head does nothing. If we run up and stab at it, it does nothing. Unfortunately, you push the button for the shield attack, but it takes time to fire. So a lot of the times, the dragon has already moved its head back into position by the time your shot gets up there. You can kind of work around that by moving right up in the dragon's face, but then you run the risk... Hold on. We got 4 hits. That's good. Then you run the risk of just getting charged with crisp. So you have to be a little careful if you're doing it that way. We also have a limited number of shield attacks. So all of those orbs that I picked up earlier, each orb will do 1 attack. Come on, move. We got him! Let's go! Oh, I need to split. Ha! Okay. It's save scumming cool in this run. I know sometimes that's not kosher. Yes. Save scumming is absolutely cool in this run. Jump cut the fucker out of existence. It would be amazing if we could jump cut him, but we can't. You can only use the shield, and it's entirely dependent on that stupid-ass dragon moving its head out of the way. And I'm just very, very glad that he actually did it. Because I sat here for close to an hour last night trying to practice, and the stupid-ass dragon would not move its stuff. Alright, how many shield orbs do we have? We have 10. We're going to get up to 40. So we need to collect 30 more shield orbs at this point. We do it now, because now the enemies are all gone, which means you can just walk on the screen, grab one, walk off, ask the knights to get out of your way, repeat. 4, so we're at 14. So a little bit of grinding here to get up to 40. 17, but it is necessary. 18. Unfortunately necessary. 0. Great. Still at 18. Get out of the way, Breeze. So you can see what I mean about the knights getting in your way. They're standing right there in the middle of the bridge, and if they don't move, you can't go back to the last screen. 27. It's good. Anytime we see 5, it's really good. The knights finna give me flashbacks to the followers in Skyrim. Yeah. It's a pain in the ass. It's about 33. We'll do one more. If we can get like 3 or 4 on this one, we'll be set. 1. I'll do one more. I want to make sure we have enough, because if you run out of orbs, sometimes it's kind of a disaster. This should be fine. Okay, now we go get Excalibur. So we have to walk all the way back to the Lady of the Lake. So, just to clarify here, we defeated a lot of enemies. We got Arthur's shield back. We defeated a dragon. And the Lady of the Lake is like, oh, cool, yeah, good job, but I'm not just going to give you Excalibur yet. You're going to have to solve a maze puzzle type thing. And so you have, it's not even a maze that shows you the path, but it shows you the path so quickly that it's pretty hard to follow. So the little path this little yellow orb is taking, that's the path we have to walk in order to get Excalibur. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. There we go! We got Excalibur! Hooray! We walk into the water, we take a little bit of damage. Lady Lake really said, work, bitch. Yep. Take a little bit of damage, but that gets us out a lot faster. And now we can finally warp back to Camelot. And this is where my version of the run and the world record run begin to vastly differentiate. So Breeze is going to be a mainstay in our party. A, because Breeze has his shield. B, because we're about to go get Breeze's magical key. And once we get Breeze's magical key, he will have the special ability that he can fire off the shield attacks without using any orbs. Ah, shit, I walked forward to space. Now we have to kill things. I almost never make that mistake, but I just wasn't thinking. So you can't teleport or use items or anything. Oh, wait, we don't teleport yet. I'm stupid. I'm not stupid. Nah, it's fine. We're not teleporting yet. Is Arthur the only one of these kids that has a normal name? Let's see, we have Arthur. No, there's several other. We got lads out here called Lug and Breeze and shit. You also have Wally and Zeke and Lance and Phil and Brick. You have a knight named Brick, and his big weapon is a brick. And Trunk. So It's a mix of normal names and weird names, honestly. Alright, in here we've got Alec of... Oh shit, I didn't split for Excalibur. And then I talked to this dude too many times. Whoops. Need to skip this split. Oop. Okay. If my knowledge of 90s humor is accurate, Lance is the Lance user. Yeah, Lance is Lancelot, essentially. Okay, but World Record Run. World Record Run does not bring Gallop along. Because for most of these bosses, the quickest way to use them, to kill them, is to use shield attacks. As of this exact moment in time, the only one who actually has a shield attack is Breeze. So that means the only one who can use shield attacks on bosses is Breeze. We hear crying. Oh, you were crying? Aw, poor Alphador. Breeze is the only one that can do shield attacks at the moment. And so, generally speaking, the World Record Run uses Breeze to kill all the bosses with shield attacks. However, each key can only be picked up by one specific knight. And if you don't have that knight in your party, you have to then leave and come all the way back with that knight in order to pick up said key. So the World Record Run has an awful lot of backtracking. I have developed strategies for pretty much all the bosses where it does not require backtracking. I figured out how to kill them without shield attacks for the most part. It took a long ass time, but we figured it out. But this is Warlord Spike. Boom! Warlord Spike is dead. And now we'll walk up here and Breeze will come get his key. And there we go. Out here, light Yagamiing your way through this game. It took me a while to figure out strategies for a lot of these keys, honestly. It took quite a while. But I did. And I think it's going to result in a world record tonight. And we'll see. Alright, so now we're coming into the village that I forget the name of. And everyone here has been put under a spell by Morgana. So they think Morgana is the greatest thing in the world. And we're awful. So we talk to this woman. She's like, ew, it's the Traitor King. Go away. So we go away. Honestly, now that we're past the dragon, there's a pretty good shot that we get world record. I would say above average chance that we get world record tonight. So we're going to pick up cider. And we're going to walk down here and pick up wood. King Arthur gets wood. Let's go. And then we're going to come in here and get some metal. Now, we have what we need in order to go back to our blacksmith friend, the person who gave us the book. Is it down right? I think it's down right. It is not down right. I teleported to the wrong spot. That's okay. We'll just walk. Won't take too long walking. Lost a little bit of time there, but that's okay. Upright oblique. So this is the blacksmith. We talked to him a few times. And there we go. Now we have warlord armor. So now we can put this on and we can look like the evil warlords. So now we'll go back to this village where they think the warlords are awesome. La la la. Now you can see we're all dressed up like warlords. Hooray. Ooh, spoopy. Yeah. So the blue armor that you see Arthur in there, that's actually the next enemy knight thing we'll see. It's a little bit stronger than these purple knights. Takes a little while to kill. But we just picked up a gem from that dude. And now we're going to walk back up to this woman who hated us. But since we're in Warlord armor, she's going to go ahead and enchant this gem for us. And that will let us get into the next dungeon. Before we do that, we're going to stock up on healing herbs. So for whatever reason, when you go into your item menu and get back out, the game replenishes the herbs that you're standing on. So you can just go in and out of the menu here and get herbs. So we'll go ahead and get up to 50. 49 is close enough to 50. And coming up here is the next boss. It's going to be Warlord Bash. So this is one of the bosses that the World Record Run just used Breeze and his shield to beat. Turns out this boss is actually really, really easy to beat without doing shield attacks. It takes a tiny bit longer, but it saves so much time compared to walking back out of this castle, teleporting back to Camelot, getting Gallop, teleporting back, and etc., etc. Also, the World Record Run goes north here and gets one of the shields for one of the other knights. We don't need it. We don't need any shield in this game except for Breezes and some of the other later ones. So we don't even bother getting the ones that we don't need. You can see I'm walking past several of these enemies. So the game has kind of a weird mechanic where if there are enemies chasing you or trying to actively kill you, it will not let you proceed to the next screen. But if the enemies are focused on other things or off screen, you can. So we only kill the enemies that are actively trying to kill us. Love how there isn't even an ounce of nuance here. The story wants a good old-fashioned good against evil struggle. Yep. This is unabashedly, all of the warlords are bad, and all of us are good. And it's cool because the warlord designs here, they're actually lifted straight out of the television show. So that's actually kind of cool. Unfortunately, our knights don't have any of the personality that they had in the TV show. It's a little unfortunate, but that's okay. So here's going to be the first instance where we're going to walk up and switch to Breeze. And we're going to start throwing out these shield attacks with Breeze, because we don't use up orbs to do that. You can only fit so much in those old cartridges. Oh, they could have fit more into it, but this is not a good game. So here's Warlord Bash. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to walk up here and get knocked into the wall, but we're going to cut that first rope. We're going to cut the second rope. And now we're going to spam attack until he dies. And it's about 100 attacks. He lives up to his name, I see. Yep, he's got his big bone club. So we're going to take this moment to hydrate. Hydrating out the door too. Huzzah! There are very specific moments in this run where I will be able to hydrate, and this is one of them. The next boss coming up is absolutely not one of them. So this boss is much like, Star Tropics, where if you just try to mash B, you actually attack more slowly than if you attack in a certain rhythm. Unfortunately, the rhythm's a little hard to pull off. Get up here. Thank you, Gallop. The rhythm's a little hard to pull off to get the non-stop attacks. Alright, we're gonna say goodbye to Gallop. He will never be in our party again because he's got his key already. And we're gonna add Wally. Hi, Wally. Wally's gonna be our next knight fighting against the evil warlords. Before we progress, however, we actually need to not go in the item menu. We actually need to break the spell on that one town. Yo, Wally looks sick. A lot of these knights look really cool. Unfortunately, they don't really handle any differently. They have different stats, but wait, we don't need to go this way, do we? No, we do. Do we? No, we do. Sorry, I got confused. My man's is 60% swords by volume. Yeah, just... If only... Like, he's got the little tiny dagger there. And you'd be like, oh, the dagger, that means that he can attack faster in whatever. No, there's no difference in the attacks or anything. It's just kind of lazy. So we get an emerald there. Come on this screen and get a goblet. And you can see that all of the items for these fetch quests are within 3 screens of each other, and they're just kind of sitting. Like, there you go. We just got all of the items that we needed to break the curse. Look at that. There are several things like that where it's like the developers just ran out of time and they just had to kind of stick stuff wherever. So we're going to walk up here and we're going to place emerald and ruby and goblets. And there we go. The curse is broken. I don't know why I'm walking down. Alright, and then that first woman who really hated us is very sorry that she was very mean to us. So we need to go talk to her again and get a very specific item that we'll use later. This area reminds me of the forest and trails where we saw a pecker. Nice. Pecker. Alright, we got a mystical scroll. Cool. Now we're going to go back out of town. Ah, crap. I walked a little bit too far east there. Attracted the attention of these enemies. So you can see if I walk all the way up, I can't actually screen transition until it's dead. We're going to come over here and we're going to get one of the only other shields we'll get, which is Darren's shield. Darren's shield is sometimes a little picky about letting us pick it up, but we got it. And now we have a teleporter maze. Shit, I didn't mean to exit the screen. So this teleporter maze, you're supposed to talk to that dude in the first cave, read the book, decipher all these symbols, and spell out a secret password that will kind of get you through this. We don't have time for that, so I just wrote down the instructions on which ones to take. Walk down right the trade and take bottom and then the left. Knights are in the way. Walk left and down around the trees. Walk right and go through the trees. Come up here and take the teleporter. The smiley face teleporter. Top teleporter. Come left through the trees. I'm gonna loop this way. Take this teleporter. And then top right bottom. I've played enough Pokemon to let out a deep sigh of aggravation at the sight of a teleporter maze. Yeah. Yeah. This one's really annoying because, like, you can see all the symbols and everything, but it doesn't really make it clear what the word is, or the words are you need to spell out to get through it. So we're going to avoid all of these enemies, because generally speaking, our knights will take care of them by the time we get over here. And there we go. They're dead. . So generally, too, you'd have to wander through these castles and figure out the path that you'd have to take and everything. Fortunately, I've got directions. Left, left, top. Wally just took a hit, which is really unfortunate. That means that we're going to have to use some herbs to heal him. We're going to go ahead and do that now. Because this boss is one of the bigger potential time losses compared to the world record. So this is Blinder. Blinder's got this big axe that he swings. Occasionally, the axe will get stuck in the wall. When it does, that's your opportunity to hit him. But if any part of the axe, including that little pole, touches you, you take damage. It takes 30 hits to kill Blinder. We're getting pretty lucky right now. I'm going to go ahead and save, actually, because we're getting so lucky. Is he blind? He's not. Not that I'm aware of. So you can see how fast it can swing. This is the part that can suck. You can take forever to bury it in the wall. And then you only have that one chance really to hit him. I'm going to go ahead and save after every hit because this will be a good practice to get into for Viper. I might have been able to hit him there. Sometimes, even when he doesn't bury it, you can move fast and hit him. Sometimes you'll take a hit yourself. It's not the end of the world if we get hit a couple times, but the one thing we do not want to do is die, because then we have to walk all the way back. So again, in the world record run, they have Breeze use his shield and just shoot this dude, and he dies pretty quickly from the shield. It's a little bit faster to do it this way if he cooperates and if you don't die. But this is one of the bosses that requires you to actively do stuff and be decent at it. There's a couple more that we'll see later as well. I'm going to go ahead and take that hit even though I might take some damage. In this fight, it's all about just take the hits whenever you can. But they pretty much have to be full-powered hits, or else it's useless. I'll look at chat in just a minute or two. Sorry, I need to focus on doing this. I've not been keeping track of my hits, so I don't know how close to 30 we are. We're taking some damage here. Not awful, fortunately. Probably could have got a hit in there. Go ahead and save. It's a balance of, do you want to rush and get an extra hit in, knowing that you're going to take some damage? But he can do a lot of damage very quickly. You have to play it safe. We should be getting pretty close, I think. Going for it. Ooh, we just ate a lot of damage. I'm gonna go ahead and save. Come on. Not cooperating right now. Putting the axe into the wall right in front of me constantly. Let's go. Blind her down. So that's actually one of the harder parts of the rundown. We're not going to change out any party members yet because we're going to have to come back here very shortly. Alright, so one of our squires named Squire Everett was attacked by Morgana and is about to die. So we're required to go find potion ingredients to heal him. There's one of them. What in the everlasting fuck is a Zug potion? That is a potion made with the horn of a creature named Zug. That's a Zug. The Zug just bounced off the tree, which happens sometimes. There we go. So those are horn shavings from the horn of a Zug that we require from it bouncing off the tree. And there we go. We got all of our potion ingredients. So now we just teleport back to Camelot. That tree has a face. It kind of does. We're going to talk to Merlin. And there we go. Zug potion complete. So now we need to bring Breeze and Phil. Does it also have feelings? That's a very good question, and I'm not sure of the answer to that. I also don't remember which way I need to go to get Phil, so we're going to go this way. There's Phil. Hey, Phil. So Phil's another one that the world record doesn't fight the boss with, but I, being the amazing person that I am, went into the wrong inventory menu. I figured out how to kill this boss as well. First things first, we have to get to the castle. The castle is locked up tight, and there's no way in that we can find. Except there's a wizard that lives over here in the swamp who might be able to help us. Does it also have feelings? I mean, I choose to believe that all living things have feelings, including plant life, so I would say yes. Say hello to Mr. Tree. Hello, Mr. Tree. The Zug said hello to Mr. Tree. Did you hear that? So we're going to walk over here. We're going to talk to Wizard Friend. And Wizard Friend is going to help us get into the castle. Not by digging a tunnel or anything like that, no. He's turning us into birds! We're birds! And now we just fly into the castle. The interesting thing about this castle is that this is the only room of the castle. It's just a big maze. Fuck yeah, Wizard Friend, yeah! So you're going to see the other knights get left behind here. And we go right, south, top, left. So right, right, south, north, west. And look at that, we're here at the boss. And Phil says, hey, I'm getting real hungry. Let me go ahead and fight this boss so I can go eat. So this boss is another one that we have to fight the honest way. We don't want to take too many of those hits. So we want to hit him with fully powered melee attacks. But we want to stand right in front of him so he shoots his little projectile at us. Dodge out of the way. And then hit him. Takes a little while. Not particularly hard. Just have to be careful. I tend to push it a little bit, trying to get some hits in right before I get hit. Like, if you're ultra safe, this battle's pretty easy. But I try to push it a little bit. I think I actually missed that hit. That was bad. Again, if I was using shield attacks, he'd be long dead by now. But again, then we would have to walk out of here, going back through that long-ass maze again. We'd have to warp back to Camelot, get Phil in the party, and then go be birds again, fly all the way back, go through the maze again just to pick up his key. So even though this is longer to kill the boss, it is much, much faster overall because he's dead. Alright. Merlin's going to tell us about a vision he saw of a trapdoor. We'll go through that trapdoor eventually. This is one of the parts of the game that I had to optimize quite a bit, actually. So we're going to remove Phil from the party. You can see that Breeze has stayed in the party all this time. Breeze is about to get a hell of a workout using his magic shield. We're going to take Tone. Tone is one of the very few non-Breeze knights we're going to put in our party now, and we're also going to put him in the party later. He's going to get to pull double duty a little bit. Alright. So now we need to find 4 magical keys in order to open up that trapdoor. You can hear the battle music start up on the screen. It's got a lot of fights that we can take. But we can also skip them. And we've got fairies. Hello, fairies. We're going to avoid as many of the fairies as we can, because the fairies are pretty strong. Sounds like the other knights took care of most of them, which is excellent. And we have to come on here, and there's a big shadow on the ground. Breeze is about to get flexing with his spear and magic helmet. Murdering fairies. Fairies are trying to murder us. Let's be very clear about this. Back onto a battle screen that we'll completely avoid. And now we need to kill some fire elementals. These fire elementals are kind of nasty. They deal a lot of damage, take a lot of hits to kill. So we're going to initiate battle, switch to Breeze, and then use Breeze's magic shield. And voila, they're all dead. So there's the fire key. Now we're going to go talk to the Gnome King. If you don't know where the Gnome King is, you will never find the Gnome King. The Gnome King is tucked away just down here in this little patch of open area. Hello, Gnome King. So yeah, if you don't know the Gnome King is there, you're going to be walking around looking for the Gnome King a lot. The Gnome King's son and heir was captured. We have to save him. So we're going to walk up here, and we're going to initiate battle by swinging our sword. We're going to switch to Breeze, and we're going to shoot off some shield attacks. And there we go. Saved the gnome boy thing. Alright, and we got another battle here, unfortunately, that we can't really skip. And the knights generally don't catch up to me very well here. Ooh, did they despawn? They despawned! Let's go. Unfortunately, these things despawned too. So that's a rock that we need. And there are some rock enemies here. And unfortunately, the rock enemies did not spawn so that we could kill them and take the rock. So we actually have to leave the screen, come back on, and hope that the rock enemies are there now. Although hopefully now Breeze will stick with us, because if Breeze is with us for this, it makes it so much easier. Rock enemies are here. Let's go. So we're going to immediately switch to Breeze, start shooting some shields. So the game actually ends one battle before it begins another one. So I have to... It automatically puts me back in control of Arthur. So I have to switch back to Breeze. And there we go. We got the stone. Boo-boo-boo. This is good. The game's not glitching out so far, because every once in a while the game will glitch out and make weird stuff happen. So you might remember that big-ass shadow we saw on the ground. That's a floating island. And one of the keys is up on the floating island. But how are we going to get up to a floating island? Well, we're going to come and talk to Birdman again. And Birdman's going to help us out with the last little bit of bird magic that he has. And this is another hydrate break. There's another key. You just beat Jump King. You know how we're getting up to the floating island. No. We're flying. We're taking the shortcut this time. And we have one more key to require. The water key. Which, for whatever reason, this person here in the swamp just randomly has. So we gotta navigate back through the swamp and get to this dude's house. Why he willingly lives next to a swamp, we're not entirely sure, but he does, and that's cool. So we give him that rock that we picked up after we killed the stone things. He gives us the water key, and we are good to go. So now we have all 4 keys. But before we go into that dungeon, shoot, where do we need to teleport to? 2 squares right of the top of the swamp. Right. Before we do this, the entire reason that we brought Tone along is because we're going to get Tone's keys, or Tone's key. The trees here literally have human skulls mounted on them. Goodness gracious. Yep. Kind of a bleak place to live, but I mean, I guess if the dude likes it there, then he likes it there. So we're going to walk back up to the Gnome King. We could have done this earlier, but if we were to get Tone's key earlier, it would have actually warped us back to Camelot. And we didn't really want to warp back to Camelot yet. So we do have to kill these knights before we can get in here. Come on, Breeze. Do your thing. I don't want to take the time to switch to Breeze, But Breeze has decided just to stand over here instead, so. Now we've got a little puzzle. Boop, 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 boop. Remember that scroll that the woman gave us? We're going to use the scroll here. And it makes a key appear. And that key is Tone's. So now we wait for Tone to walk over and get his key. And there we go. He's goth, those ears. Alright, so Tone's done. We're going to take Tone out of the party until the end of the game. And we need Brick. Brick's going to fight Warlord Lucan. Brick is this dude right over here with bricks on his chest. Two squares right of top's right. Yes. And then all the way north. Yeah. Okay. So this is another boss that we can kind of cheese a little bit. I was really happy when I found this because fighting this boss otherwise was kind of a nightmare. But I found a really good way to cheese it. But we gotta walk for a little bit first. And bypass as many of these enemies as we can. Yes. So if you hear the music slow down, that means battle has ended. That means we got far enough away from them that the game no longer considers us to be in battle, and we can access our inventory and do this stuff. Place all 4 keys, and we're inside. Go north. Fight enemies and take the north door. So we're going to... Again, it's a lot of enemies, so we're going to switch to Breeze and just spam his shield attack. Brick's actually at pretty good health, so I don't think we need to heal him that little tiny bit of health. Yeah, okay, so your knights actually don't start at full health either. They're missing that tiny little sliver. Alright, and here we go. Warlord Lucan. One cool thing is that Warlord Lucan is actually driving the car tank thing that he drives in the series. Okay, and you're seeing the strategy for beating Warlord Lucan. We're going to basically spam attack until he dies. Much like Gallop's boss. If you put yourself into this little position right over here. I always knew Lucan Valerius was up to something. I don't know who Lucan Valerius is, I'm sorry. But as long as you're in this position up against the wall, he'll constantly try to move diagonally away from you, whether it's up or down. But every time you hit him, it resets his movement. So you can literally just keep him locked here. It's a Skyrim joke, don't worry about it. Okay. Yeah, my Skyrim knowledge is not notable. Takes a lot of hits. Very similar to Warlord Bash, in that it's like 100-some hits to kill him. But it's perfectly safe for the most part. If someone who watches Skyrim, who played Skyrim, watches the VOD, they'll let out a half-hearted heh. Okay, and that's Brick's key, which means Brick will never be in our party again. Now we're going to go get Lug's key. So Brick can hit the showers. And then we can take our friend Lug, whose weapon is a football. He's a big lug. And now we're going to another village. We won't see much of it. Teleport up here. So most of the people in this village have run away and decided to leave because the warlords in this area are stupid powerful. Who's that Assassin's Creed looking motherfucker next to Brick? I didn't see. I will look at it next time I change my party, which will be very soon. So we're going to talk to this woman, and she's going to tell us what's going on. Everybody left because the warlords are too powerful because of a rock. So we talk to her, and she tells us, hey, go find these things for me, and I'll make something that can break the rock. Cool. Easy enough. We are going to take a quick trip over here, and we're going to pick up our last shield of the game. And that's Trunks' shield. Hello, Trunks' shield. Trunk is the only other shield that we will get. And oh, look! It's Lug's key. Hi, Lug's key. Okay. We're going to... Oh, wait. We don't need to change our party. Whoops. Now we need to go on a fetch quest. Understandable. Keep up that world record pace, King. Working on it. Trunks is one of the only Dragon Ball characters I know by name. This Trunk is much more useless than that Trunks, unfortunately. Alright. We gotta do fetch quests. But we're going to have a very interesting occurrence at the end of the fetch quest here. Very, very interesting. First thing we got to do is we got to kill more fairies. I'm sorry. Because we need pixie dust. So this, you know, might not be so justified. The other fairies just randomly tried to kill us. This time we're kind of invading their space because we need pixie dust. So King Arthur might be committing pixie homicide here. I'm not really sure. Either way, all I know is these things are vicious. So we're going to use Breeze again. You can see how much damage I'm taking from these things attacking me. That kind of goes to show you how strong they are. And you can see how many of them there are as well. There we go. All the pixies are dead. We get pixie dust. Huzzah! Yes, yes, I'm sorry. Now we need to walk down here and get some more wood. King Arthur really likes to get wood. I'm sorry, Arthur King really likes to get wood. We are, however, going to avoid the pixie fight on our way back. And we can do that by avoiding that little middle area where they all swarmed out to kill us. So as long as we walk east and up around these trees and then loop around and exit north this way, we can actually completely avoid that pixie fight again. Now we come up here, and we're going to go swimming. Bridge is going to break, and oh no, Arthur's swimming! And anytime you run into one of the rocks, you take damage. It's pretty hard to die in this part, but it's definitely possible. But generally speaking, you just kind of hug the bottom here. You'll probably take at least 1 or 2 hits. It's fine. Arthur's health no longer matters. And then a scream as we get sucked down a whirlpool. And now we're in a cave where we have to find salt moss. Salt moss only grows in this cave. Also in this cave is Wally's shield. Yay! But Wally already fought Warlord Slasher and therefore has no need for his shield whatsoever. So it's a waste of time to grab it. Throw Arthur in the garbage. He is now irrelevant. Aww. His health is irrelevant, and that's only because now one of the strangest things in the game We're alone. Remember how Merlin said we have to have 2 knights with us at all times? We don't. It's just Arthur. We're at 27 shield attacks. We're getting up to 99. The good news is, since we're alone, we don't have to worry about the knights being in our way. So it's much faster to farm these shield orbs now. We're at 31, 34. Going all the way up to 99, so this is another hydrate point. But you could literally walk around the entire game like this at this point. You could go fight some enemies, do castles, whatever. It would be hard because you'd be by yourself, but you could totally do it. We're at 46, 49, 53. So this is a kind of unfortunate little bit of grinding of orbs we have to do, but it's pretty necessary. We need a lot of orbs for the next chunk of the game. 62, 65, 67, 70, 73. And you can see why Arthur's health is irrelevant here, because there's no enemies. I'm not in any danger of dying. Are you in JS Rock's Discord server? I am not. 78. 80. The number of Discord servers that I am in is very low. 84. 88. Good. Keep giving me the 4 and 5 at a time. That's good. That's what we like to see. 92. Don't go into it until after your birthday. Did you post the art there? So if I want to find it and go into it, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. 2 more. Cool. All right. For the first time in a long time, we're actually teleporting back to Camelot, which means we actually need to form our party again. So we're going to take Breeze and Darren. Good old Breeze. And then Darren, you can see he's got a crossbow on his back. His main weapon is a crossbow. In the cartoon, he fights with a crossbow. In this game, he uses a sword. It would be amazing if Darren could actually attack ranged. It would make some sections much, much easier. Alas. That is some bullshit. Posting the WIPs. Nice. I will not find this random Discord and join it just to get a peek. I promise. Okay, and we talked to this woman, we gathered everything she needed, and now we have the Mordain Crystal. I almost split there, and then I remembered that so the original splits for this run were kind of all over the place. A bunch of, like, minor splits and secondary splits and all kinds of things, and I took the liberty of kind of redoing it myself. So we're gonna walk up here and we're gonna destroy this Mordain rock or whatever the frick it is with our Mordain crystal. There we go. And now that that rock is destroyed, all the enemies in this area are kind of back to their normal power levels, and we can actually get to the boss and fight him and stuff. Oh wait, no, I don't want to go up here. I want to go down, don't I? No, we want to exit. No, we do want to exit north. Right? No, we do want to go south. I'm sorry. I am trying to remember where we go. Once again, this is a screen with all the fairies, so we're going to loop around this side and not walk directly through the fairies' territory so that we don't have to slaughter them all again. But then here, instead of going south, we're going to go north. This is the way. Yeah. Alright. We might be able to dodge these enemies if we're lucky. If you walk around them and you just don't engage, there we go. You just walk right past those enemies, and they're like, we're guarding the entrance. Once again, see all these enemies. Quickest way to take care of them all is to switch on to Breeze and just spam shield attacks. Herpaderp, guarding the entrance. There's a shield orb that I walked right past because we don't need it because we're at 99. Hopefully, yes, we got out of battle. Let's go. We're going to drop a save here because this is Darren's fight against Warlord Slasher. Slasher is pretty easy, but it's kind of random how many hits Slasher takes. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So you have Warlord Slasher, and he doesn't actually slash. He just jumps. Go figure. The most hits he's ever taken for me is about 50. The least hits he's ever taken is about 26. I can't figure out why it takes more sometimes than others. We're well above 30 at this point. This is part of why we had to get all those shield orbs. There we go. Warlord Slasher down. So, just to check this real quick, we're at 33 shield attacks now. Slasher has the best animation. It's pretty good. Pretty good animation, I will admit. Say goodbye to Darren. And we're going to take Zeke. Zeke the Freak. Now we're going to go get Zeke's key. It was Zeke who I saw earlier. Oh, nice. Okay, well, Zeke is the Assassin's Creed looking person. Alright. So we're going into some of the heaviest defended territory here. Going to be a lot of enemies, a lot of battles. A lot of enemy knights just jumping out to fight us out of nowhere. If Breeze was anywhere close, I would go ahead and switch to him and use shield attacks, but he's not really close at the moment. There we go. So unfortunately we had to kill him in order to get to this next screen. This is also one of the very few sections where we're going to have to keep an eye on Arthur's health, because there is a possibility that he dies, depending on how hard some of these things hit us. So not only do we have bees, we have birds. Birds are jerks. Alright, got the item. Northwest. Keep west. This entire place is a giant maze with a bunch of random items that we have to collect. I'm gonna get ambushed on this screen. Man, we're getting the birds and the bees now. Yup. Don't really care if Breeze takes a lot of damage here. The main thing is we need to keep Arthur's health high. So that went pretty well, but we definitely switched to Breeze because the Red Knights take a lot of damage. But the shield attacks actually take them out pretty quickly. Alright, we're going to come and we're going to talk to the farmer down here, and he's going to be so happy with us for whatever reason that he's going to give us what we need. We walk right past those stone-throwing enemies because we don't really need to kill them. Over here's a farmer, and he's like, hey, thanks. And we're like, yeah, no problem. Hey, look, it's Breeze. Hey, Breeze. We do need to kill this Green Knight. There we go. And now here's the dangerous part. We go into this big door in this big tree, and there's a big giant, and the giant wants to kill us. And the giant hurts a lot. Fortunately, we managed to take him down without too much trouble. Now these stone enemies up here we will have to kill, unfortunately. Because they are right next to the exit, and we can't get out unless we kill them. So we're hoping that Breeze will show up and kill some of them. He did not, so we're just gonna attack them till they're dead. We're gonna have to give Arthur some weed. My man's is at half health. Well, he's okay for now. We'll see how it goes. Got a bunch of enemies here. Again, hopefully Breeze makes it over here so that we can use some shield attacks. We're actually going to walk past where we want to go to try to off-screen some of the enemies. But we can't see the enemies sometimes. There we go. There's Breeze. Let's go. Do your thing, Breezy boy. Excellent. Alright. Walk north and walk east. Follow the path east and walk north at the intersection. Move north. Walk west. Follow the path. Yeah, Arthur's actually pretty much okay now. We're going to have 2 more fights to go through, but he should probably be okay. So this is Viper's castle, and we're going to be fighting Viper eventually, but before we fight Viper, Viper, for whatever reason, has 2 keys in his castle. He's got Trunk's key, and he's got Zeke's key. So the first thing we're going to do is get Zeke's key, hence why Zeke is in the party. Zeke doesn't even really get to do anything. He just gets to walk with us as we walk through this castle and eventually find his key. Damn it, I missed my fully charged melee attack, and that sucks, so I'm going to go ahead and burn a shield attack to kill that thing a lot more quickly. Walk north into the door, right, south, right, and then top east. Take south, east, and then we'll get another staff piece. So right now we're collecting pieces of the staff of, like, Riomontis or whatever. I think it's Riomontis. Tone, who eventually will fix the staff and use it, decides he's going to call it the the staff of, or the rhinoceros staff, or staff of rhinoceros or something. So him being funny, he's like, oh yeah, the staff of rhinoceros, haha! And yeah, that's a joke that the game makes. You have this magical item. It's like, no, we'll just call it something completely wrong because that's funny. There we go. Rhino Man. Yep. Walk down here. One more fight to get through. We're going to hope that Breeze and Zeke will take care of a lot of these enemies. You can see Arthur's getting kind of low, but they're right here, so it should be okay. There we go. And there's Zeke's key. For whatever reason, just sitting in the castle. So say goodbye to Zeke. No more Zeke the rest of the run. And now we're going to bring Trunk. Oops, passed right by Trunk. Trunk's got a big axe. You would think that his attack would be really, really high. It might be, but it's still a pain in the ass. We're getting there. 3 more keys to go. Damn it, if you walk 1 step north, then you have to fight these enemies. And when you have to fight these enemies, you can see it's pretty decent time loss. Okay, I'm not going to hydrate anymore because I need to dehydrate, but we're gonna wait on that because we're doing pretty good here. Wait, is one of the knights named Doreen? Is one of the knights a girl? No. You're probably looking at Darren. Probably saw Darren in the brown armor. He's the one who's got a crossbow on his back that he never uses for whatever reason. Get him, Breeze. Good job, Breeze. My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined. Glad to be of service. Do we walk west, don't we? Yeah. Actually, we don't really need to fight this dude yet. We'll just let him follow behind us, because if he's following us, then sometimes the rock things up here do not spawn. And that would be perfectly acceptable to me. Yeah, perfect. Come back down here and hope Breeze shows up so we can just shield all these enemies down. Well, there's Trunk. That helps. Trunk, get him. You actually have to, like, lead the enemies into your fellow knights in order to get them to start attacking. Silly. Alright, so we're going to navigate back through this castle the same way a little bit, but we're going to take a small detour. So up here, and we're going to get up to this big room. Instead of walking west, we're going to walk north instead. We want to try to keep Breeze as close to us as possible. He's following pretty closely right now, which is good. Because there are enemies right here. We're going to leave as many of them to Breeze as we can. There we go. All right. We're into the other part of Viper's Castle now. So Viper's got these weird glowy teleporter things. Fortunately, Breeze is right here, so we can totally switch to Breeze for this. And abuse the hell out of these shield attacks. Because otherwise that would take quite a while to get through. So there's our last piece of the staff. Now all that's left is to fight Viper. Collecting that mystical baguette. It does look like a baguette, doesn't it? Makes me kind of hungry. Viper is the entire reason why save states are not only allowed but encouraged in this game. And you're going to see why very shortly here. Arthur, Viper's in the next room. So the first part of the Viper fight is not too bad. Are they an RNG nightmare? Yes. Even more than the dragon was. So the first part is not awful. You've got this giant snake kind of going all over the place. And you hit it with shield attacks as it drives by. Damn it. I'm just going to let it go. That's not great that we took that hit. But I'm going to hope it doesn't bite us in the ass. That's... Okay, no, that's way too much damage. We cannot take that much damage. You know what? I'm going to load here. And... Alright, here we go. So this is Viper. Viper is pretty much completely random with what he decides to do. It takes 20 hits to kill Viper. Viper can kill us in the span of about 3 seconds, as you can see. It is completely random how many times he swings his sword, when he swings them. So what we're trying to do here is hit Viper and get out without getting hit. Oh, it sounds miserable. Oh, it is. We missed that attack. So you might ask, well, Zeph, you have shield orbs. Why not just blast him with shield attacks? Well, see, this form of Viper is actually immune to shield attacks. As far as I know, the only enemy in the game that is actually immune to shield attacks. So literally, you have to use melee attacks. It takes 20. But you have to get in, land it, and get out. Because, again, just a few attacks by him and you're dead. So this part of the game is just a lot of saving and loading. Unfortunately, one thing I found... Oh, look how much health we lost in that one swipe by him. I'm going to take that because we want to get through this as quick as we can, but... Ooh, we don't take that hit, though. There we go. The devs really said random bullshit go. Yeah, so if you're playing on an actual cart, there's no save states here. There's just, you do your damnedest to get through this fight. Because you remember what I said about being in battle, you can't access the item menu? That's true here. We cannot heal ourselves in the middle of this battle. Basically, any life you lose is gone until the end. Until either you win or you die. Oh shit, I didn't mean to load there. Just pain and suffering, yep. This is one of the biggest obstacles to speedrunning this game. This is why save states are allowed. Stop. Stop. I spent an hour and a half studying this guy, doing all kinds of stuff, looking for a way to manipulate him, to manipulate what he does, and come up with some kind of pattern to make this fight easier. You can probably tell by the fact that I'm doing it this way that I ended up with nothing. To win this fight, you suffer. I'm going to go ahead and take that. I've not been keeping track of the hits on purpose, because if I keep track of the hits here, I tend to play too risky. But generally, we're just going to save every time we hit him and get out without getting hit ourselves. So far, so good. Okay, nope. He's got more than one hit left. I'm not going to save because I'm going to... Nope. Ooh, took a little bit of damage. Oh, we took a lot of damage there. Let me see if it's one more hit till he dies. Nope. And we got caught on him. So you can actually get caught on his sprite also. And if you get caught on his sprite, you have to walk straight down or else you get stuck. Also, if he attacks, like, while you're attacking, it just cancels your attack out. That's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and save. We're getting low on health, but we've got to be getting close. We've got to be. Let's go! There we go. That's the Viper fight. And now imagine doing that without save states. Okay. We're going into the end game here. One of the most unfortunate things, say goodbye to Breeze. Breeze will not be accompanying us anymore. Trunk leaves, and we're going to bring Tone again. And then somebody who hasn't been seen yet, Lancelot. Or Lance. So Lance and Tone will be our final two party members to the end of the game. Farewell, Breeze. You were almost competent. Especially when I was controlling him. Yes, he was close to competent. So we've got all the pieces of the staff. So we leave, and Tone is like, hey, I can fix the staff of Rhinoceros. And he does. And then he uses the staff to blow a hole in a fabled place that you might have heard of called Hadrian's Wall. Oh, wait. We need shield orbs. I'm going to need about 50 shield orbs. How many do I have? 16. Yeah, that's not going to do. I know that name. Wait, let me Google it. We only have 16 shield orbs. We need about 50 to be safe. Because the final boss takes at minimum 30 to kill. 20. I made an error several times. If you go into your inventory on a screen with shield orbs, they disappear. So I actually screwed myself out of a few of them a couple times, but that's okay. We're at 22. Nice. 26. Yo, you bastard, that's a historical landmark. It's even more of a historical landmark now that there's a giant hole in it. 29. Yeah, we use the staff to blow a giant hole in Hadrian's Wall so we can get to Morgana. 31. Morgana, whatever. 0, of course. Still at 31. 32. Come on, game. I'm going to start cheesing this. 34. We'll take 2. Anything below 2, we reload. 37. Nope. 40. So you can see these orbs are completely random, however many there are. There could be one, you reload the save and go right back down. And there's 3. Case in point. 43. $45. 5 more. What am I doing? Just load. 47. Okay, no matter how many are here this next time, we're just going to take it and we're going to go. I have my notes about 50. 48 is close enough. Anthropologists all over the world in time just all simultaneously clutched their chests in pain as their hearts broke in unison. Lance, I swear to the Lord, if you stand in my way one more time, I'm going to push you off this bridge. I'm not kidding, right? That's why it's so nice to farm these things when Arthur's alone, because then there's no knights anywhere near you to get in the way. You could walk back to that bridge, have Arthur get dumped in the water again, go all the way back to that whirlpool again, get Arthur alone, and go and do shield orbs that way. But that's real slow. Come on, guys, take care of these bees. There we go. I have never seen enemies in here before. Am I supposed to go in there? Yeah. I have never seen these enemies in here. Get that item. Oh, look, it's Lance's key, just kind of sitting here. Okay, we're almost done. One more key to go, Arthur's key. I'm so excited. Me too. We're doing really well on time. So back through this dark forest here. So the world record is 3 hours, right? Like 3:20-ish. So yeah, we're crushing it right now. Get ambushed by those knights. It's not the end of the world. We're going to leave Lance and Tone to try to deal with them as much as we can. Yes, they did. Perfect. Yeah, unless these last two areas are ball busters, you're doing great. They're not really, actually. The final boss can be a little bit, but we're doing pretty good. We're in pretty good pace. We might even get sub 2 hours if everything cooperates. Alright, so we're going to come over here into this cave, and there are these enemies in the cave. We're going to go ahead and switch to Lance to kill them. Oh, wait. Lance is not Breeze. I don't know what I'm thinking there. And it's a statue of Morgana. Hey, statue of Morgana. Lance, get up here. And then the statue of Morgana fires energy and... Oh, Lance and Tone are both completely dead. That's right, Arthur's alone because Lance and Tone are dead. D-E-A-D, dead. In fact, if we walk back through this area, we'll come back down to where all those open graves were, because yes, that's what they were, open graves. You'll see that 2 of the graves are now filled in. And those are the graves belonging to Lance and Tone. They're dead. They're their graves. Oh no. Holy fuck, they just killed those kids. Yep, Morgana just absolutely slaughtered those kids. No remorse. She's just like, you're in my way. picking up some flowers. Holy shit, oh my goodness. Yeah. She ain't messing around. She's a proper villain. Okay, and now we're in the Village of the Dead. We're going to talk to this dude and promise to bring him a flower later. And he gives us 2 coins to symbolize the coins over dead people's eyes when they die. We have to give those to the gatekeeper. Then we're going to talk to this person, and we're going to promise to bring them a flower, and he gives us a cloak so that we can walk through the land of the dead. And now a little bit of side stuff that we'll get out of the way real quick. So we're going to come into the central house here. We're going to come pick up this necklace. And then we're going to come back 1 room to the east and talk to this guy, and he tells us that his brother stole a gem from him and he really wants the gem back. And if we get him the gem back, then he'll get us an audience with his father, who is the Baron of this whatever. It's like, okay, sure. So we come over and talk to this guy, and he's like, yeah, I've got a gem. We're like, hey, will you trade with us for the gem? And we have to give him the necklace that we just picked up from inside the house. And he gives us the gem. Don't know why he couldn't just get this necklace, you know, from the house itself, but whatever. My dude's face is literally, oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. And then we come talk to this guy, and he's like, ha ha ha, I've got this gem, and I'm going to do evil things with it. Ha ha ha. And he lied to us. And, yeah. And then we come talk to the Baron of the mansion, and he tells us how to get out. And we have to speak this unknowable name. And then we come over here and talk to the only woman in this entire place. And we ask, and the woman tells us not only the name of the person, but how they can all be freed from their curse. So she says one of them has to inhabit a physical body and then die. Hey, Chochi. Welcome in. How you doing, bud? Got an ASMR Cthulhu into the wall. So now we know the name of this person that we need to actually get out of here, but first we have to resurrect our dead friends. So we talk to Death, and Death lets us into the void of death. And yes, King Arthur's 90s cartoon, and we are now totally walking across this these platforms made out of skulls and the dead with blood and everything in them. 90s cartoon, ladies and gentlemen. Don't remember seeing this in the cartoon. Infernax looking ass flooring, exactly. This is the dude that gave us the coins, so he tells us where to go. You might think, oh man, in order to bring our friends back from the land of the dead, we're gonna have to fight a giant boss or do major tasks or something like that. No. No, not at all. All you have to do is find your way through this maze-like area. Talk to that guy and give him a flower like you said you would. And now we just have to find them and hit them in the face. Zeph, I didn't realize you speedran. I do speedrun, yeah. First thing I ever speedran was Star Tropics, and that went well for a while, and then I branched out a little bit. And this is actually the first time I've ever tried speedrunning this game. It's gone fairly well so far, actually. But yeah, I do enjoy speedrunning in general. It's fun to learn strats and practice them and beat PBs and get good and all of that. And here's our dead friends. Hey guys, wake up. So in order to wake them up, we have to hit them in the head with our sword. There we go. They're both awake now. But we're all still in the land of the dead, so we need to get out of here. I'm on world record pace then? I am on world record pace. Lights are revived. Lance and Tone are back with us. We are moving to the final portion of the game here. He's getting the world record tonight. I just know it. So that whole side quest I did, so proud. I'd expect nothing less. Thanks, Choji. The whole thing we did, talking to those people in that house, giving the person the gem, that was just to get the name of that person so we could speak the name of that person and get into this area of the game. Unfortunately, your knights get kind of stuck back there. So actually, I'm going to switch to Lance because now Arthur will keep fighting these things, but he's going to do full damage with all his attacks. So he actually will kill them a lot quicker than I will. Alright, and no more fights until the final boss. We're almost there, guys. We're doing it. This is the part of the summoning salt video where he's like, everyone thought a world record at this pace was impossible until Zephyr did this. You might not be wrong. I don't know if Summoning Salt will ever do a video about this, but yeah, if he does, cool. I'd love to be the subject of a Summoning Salt video. Alright. We're going to take a quick moment to heal up Arthur. I've got 42 shield attacks. We need 30 for the boss. So we should be good. And here we go. Final boss of the game. Morgana. So this might look kind of familiar. Very similar to the first boss of the game in that it's a dragon. And we have to shoot the center of its chest to hurt it. This dragon can kill us much more quickly. Fortunately, this dragon is also a lot easier to kill. Takes a lot more hits, but I'm eating a lot of damage there. Get out of the way, Morgana. Oof, took a lot of damage there. I'm gonna play it a little safe. Damn it. A little too risky. Ooh, fired a shot the wrong way. Come on, move. Took a lot of damage there. Ooh, this is not good. Damn it, I went for it, and that was a bad idea. Ate so much damage. I have not been counting my shots at all. There we go. Get the key, Arthur. Whoa, that boss looks sick as hell. Though we're not at time yet, there's one little bit of text that we have to clear through. You see Arthur and them all walking out of this cave. Morgana going straight up Maleficent, yes. Warlord Slash had really good animations, yes. I was here, you were here, Chochi. So time is going to come after goodbye, Arthur. Time 1:45:05. New world record. Let's go. Whew. That was stressful.